Well folks, I thought I'd make a video discussing summer pruning of mulberries for multiple crops. It's actually something I'm new to. I actually didn't know it was a thing that you could do until a friend at the allotment here sent me a video of a woman in Australia pruning her king white mulberry and getting multiple crops a year. Now she's based in Australia, so obviously you have a longer season, a hotter season, and you'll probably get more growth from your mulberries. But anyway, this is my king white here, which was a tiny cutting last year, and it's now taller than me, so just over 6 feet. And I have this in a tiny pot, so I have to do something with it. And in the back, probably hard to make out in this video, we have our Pakistani, my black Pakistani, which I've done loads of videos on already. And this year, it's actually finding its feet. Previous years, the growth on it was okay. I expected it to be super vigorous, and it's certainly super vigorous this year. Like, this is all new growth, which is probably the length of my arm. Um, so I'm going to have to prune these anyway, but it'd be great to get a crop off them. But my understanding of summer pruning is a bit hazy. Getting conflicting information from different sources. So there's two things you can do with summer pruning, or two reasons for summer pruning. One is to keep the trees in check, and two is to get successive crops. I want to get successive crops. Now, this particular lady with her king white said she can get up to 3 crops a year. However, I was discussing this with someone online on a mulberry group on Facebook, and they were saying that you do get a second crop, but it's very small, nothing to write home about. But I'm going to do it anyway. I think summer or getting successive crops works with mulberries that are ever-bearing types. And how do you know if you've got an ever-bearing type? I actually don't know. I have two that I think are ever-bearing, and the reason I say they're ever-bearing is that if I leave them just to do their thing, they will actually put out a second crop later on in the season, but it does be too late in our season for them to actually ripen up in time. So they usually set a second crop around about September, October-ish, which is obviously too cold and obviously too late in the season for them to ripen up fully. So those are the ones that I'm definitely going to summer prune. But I'd love to get a second crop off these bad boys, because they're like the cream of the crop when it comes to mulberries. Um, the other thing I'm not entirely sure of, and again, it's kind of hard to get information on it, is when you're pruning, what do you prune back to? Again, it's probably hard to see from the video, but I'll do a close up. We have lignified wood here, and it's starting to lignify here, and then the rest of this is green growth. Do I prune the green growth and allow the laterals come out here, or do I prune back to the lignified growth and then getting more laterals? I don't know. I'm just going to have to experiment, but sure, if you know anything about it, please comment on the video. And that's it really. I don't really know of anybody in our climate doing it, because most mulberries only put out 1 crop a year in our climate. Certainly that's if you're growing outdoors. There's no way this will work if you're growing outdoors. But indoors, I reckon I could probably get a second crop. Anyway, I'll just show you these trees here as they are. And as you can see, this is this tiny little pot that my king white is in, and look at the size of that. It's just taking off. Now I do have two others, sorry, excuse me, two other king whites that are nowhere near as vigorous as this, but this is just crazy, and there's still berries on it. And that's the other thing as well, or the other caveat to this. Apparently you're not supposed to summer prune until it's ripened its first crop, which obviously the king white hasn't done. The Pakistani here, we actually didn't get any well, I got a handful of berries off it. The frosts got the buds in this and just wiped them out, so I've pruned back a lot of the dead wood. But this new growth is certainly making up for it, so I might prune these. But as you can see, it's all green, new green growth, so I'm not entirely sure if these will produce fruiting laterals. But anyway, that's where we're at the moment. It'd be a nice experiment to see if I can get a second crop off these, and certainly the other ones. But if you know anything about this, please let me know, because it's new to me. There you go, guys.